friends, it's time for your weekly read. Let's see what's in store for us this week. I'm going to be working with my 7th Sphere Lenormand Tarot and my 7th Sphere, no, it's actually 7th Sphere Lenormand and 7th Sphere Tarot, which I'm obsessed with because it's just beautiful, beautiful artwork. So let's start with Lenormand per usual. Let's see what's in store for us for the week. Okay, and per usual, I'm going to do my 5-card cross spread that I just love. Just get so much information. Okay. All right, you guys. So for the center row, we have man. Our center card is the whip, flanked by birds. Weighing over whip is dog. And what is pushing upwards is lady. So it looks like this week with whip in the middle, we're going to be having repeated conversations with a male influence in our life, with dog on top and women below. These are going to be repeated conversations about friendship, other people in our lives. Dog can sometimes represent other people, other relationships, and because it's dog, it's considered loyal. So conversations about other people. There's a female influence to these conversations. Maybe we'll be talking about a female influence that we think positively about to a male or a male person or a male influence in our life. Maybe we'll be having arguments, because whip can also mean arguments, argumentative conversations with a male influence in our life about their loyalty, either to you, the female influence, or their loyalty to another woman. So if this were a relationship reading, I would view it as there's going to be difficult conversations regarding another person, a third party. That doesn't necessarily mean infidelity, but it could mean issues of insecurity or issues of jealousy or things like that. But with dog overhead, I'm going to take a positive approach that these are conversations about loyalty. Maybe a female has done, or a female energy in your life has done something positive for you that's really resonated and you're still thinking about, and so you bring it up to a male counterpart this week. It could also mean, with whip next to birds, it could also mean that if there's a male in your life, you're going to be having a difficult conversation with them about another woman, about another presence in their life, about another person, perhaps a female influence that's taking time away from you. So one of two scenarios will be experienced this week. Either you're going to have a fight with a male in your life about another person, about another female, or you're going to be having a conversation with a male influence in your life about how wonderful you feel about a female influence in your life and how their loyalty has meant so much to you. So the nature of these conversations with whip in the middle can be either or. Either you're going to have the same argument about a third party, or you're going to be having multiple repeated conversations that are positive, that are good with a male influence. So that's just something to think about. Now, when it's the potential for an argument or a misunderstanding, I would like to then think about ways that you can harness your energy to mentally prepare you in case you're going to feel defensive, right? If it's If you're going to be feeling defensive when you're having a conversation with a male this week about a third party possibly influencing your relationship, how should you harness your energy? So I'm going to ask Tarot two questions, one for the positive scenario, one for the negative scenario. So for the negative scenario, if you're going to be having an argument um, about another person, possibly a female person that's interfering in a relationship, how should you handle your energy beforehand? What should you keep in mind so that you don't feel out of control? Okay. So, if you're going to be having an argument with a male influence in your life about a female, keep the Wheel of Fortune in mind. So, the Wheel of Fortune in this case means balance, right? Finding your center, finding the places that make you feel grateful, right? Or lucky, and put things into perspective, right? Is this a battle worth fighting? Does this relationship make you feel fulfilled and lucky? Does it bring abundance to you? Does it make you feel like you've won the lottery? Um, is this a repeated argument that's worth your time? These are all questions that you should keep in mind. But Wheel of Fortune is asking you to take matters into your own hand and granting your own sense of self the compassion and the validity that it needs to help you in an argument where you might feel defensive, where your self-worth might be on the line, where your self-esteem might be on the line. Now, if this is about you feeling really positive about a female influence in your life and you're so proud about this situation and you're just sharing it with your male energy or your male counterpart, how should you work with that energy so you feel good about someone, you feel good about something? Well, there's got to be more to that, right? Like, you can't just feel good about something. Just, could this person inspire you to act in some way? Could you feel motivated as a result of this relationship? What should you keep in mind as a result of this positivity? Let's ask the deck. Six of Cups. So, if you're going to be having a conversation this week with a male counterpart about a female influence in your life that makes you feel good, makes you feel loyal, then the card that came up for you is Six of Cups. It's a card that says tapping into that nostalgia of that past relationship, seeing how much you've grown together as a person and how this person may have contributed to your personal growth is a beautiful thing. And then seeing how that person can help you continue your personal growth for the rest of the year is even better. So it's tapping into those feelings of love, those feelings of comfort that this person may arise in you, and looking at the ways in which having this person in your life makes you better and makes you feel excited and loved, and how this person then also inspires you to love and be a better friend as a result. So tapping into that nostalgia, tapping into those good memories with the promise of making new ones. So one thing I wanted to clarify about the potential for arguing with a male influence in your life over the possibility of a trespassing third influence in the relationship, these fights don't necessarily have to be something that happens between a husband and a wife, or a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or two boyfriends or two girlfriends, right? These could be a scenario that could happen between siblings, between parents, between neighbors. So I don't want you to hear what I said and think, oh my God, my boyfriend's cheating or my spouse is talking to somebody else, and then get you riled up and going. These, you know, man in a reading doesn't necessarily mean, unless this is a very specific relationship reading, a man, a woman, a third party, and an argument doesn't necessarily mean romantic relationship, right? Lenormand is simply saying you are going to encounter people this week, and because whip and birds came out, you're going to be having the potential for having a negative conversation, right? A negative argument. And because, you know, dog came up, it's considered third party. So it could be a fight with you and your sibling, and your mom steps in, or your dad, right? It doesn't necessarily mean anything about your personal relationships unless you come to me directly for a reading that's specific to your personal relationship. So I want you to keep that in mind. And thanks again for hanging out with me for your weekly read. I hope you have a wonderful week this week, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye, friends.